Hi everyone, we are going to change the performance speakers on this Harley-Davidson 2006 Screaming Eagle Ultra. It's a very nice bike, very pretty brown with that nice green stripe in it. And we're going to change the speakers to the ARC Audio high performance sound system, the 602s. You're going to really like this, the sound you're going to hear from this new sound system. And what we'll do is we're going to show you the difference between the two speakers, and we're going to give you a step-by-step overview on how to take the bat fairing off and change the speakers and then put the fairing back on. It's a simple process, and once you do it one time, you'll find this easy. Here is the ARC Audio 602 replacement speaker set and insert bezels that will allow you to attach the inside of the fairing with the larger 6.5 versus the 5 1/4 speakers on the Road Glide, the Street Glide, and the Ultra. We're going to change those over from the Screaming Eagle Ultra. Now, if you'll take a look at the size of these magnets there. They're gigantic. This is all aluminum. This is carbon fiber interior. This is a tiltable tweeter. This is very nice. Look at the quality here. Very well built. Besides, these magnets are incredible and easy connections. So what you're going to see now is this is a kit that you're going to have when we make the transition from the stock to these upgrades. Okay, this is the bat fairing on the Harley-Davidson Ultra Screaming Eagle 2006. This is a 27 torque head, and we have 3 screws to hold the windshield in. This is how they fit in. They go 1, 2, 3, and we can remove these so we can take off the windshield. That's the first step in replacing the speakers. Okay, we have a total of 4 interfering 27 head torques, or torque 27 if you like. And the top one is right below the speaker, a little bit to the left lower. Let's call it 7 o'clock. The other one is lower, and it goes near the forks right here. You see it right there, it is. It's a little hard to get to. It's always better if you have your jack a little higher, so it makes it easier for you to reach it. We've taken out the 3 outside screws for the windshield and the 4 interior screws for the fairing. Now we're going to take off the, this is how easy it is. That's the windshield there. And now we're going to take off the front or the outer fairing for the bat fairing. These are the 2 connectors, low beam on the top, squeeze it like that. Disconnect it, high beam on the bottom, push the back end like this, you disconnect it. There you go, both these connections. Here are the 2 releases here, like that release the clip to the high and low beam on your headlight. Then make sure you put this someplace where it's a soft surface so you don't scratch your paint. First thing you want to do is you want to remove both of your leads to your speaker. This is very flimsy, so be careful you hold on to this when you remove these 2 leads for the power and the negative, or you could very easily break this. 1, 2, 3 screws, that's all. But this bottom screw is part of the brace that goes to your inner and outer fairing. So this is a 25 torque, and that's what you use to take these off. 2 long ones, 1 short. Two long ones, 1 short one. Short at the bottom that holds a brace here, and the 2 top. You'll notice that there is a bracket on here as well. And when you take this off, it slides off like this. You're going to want to remove this cover and retain it for the new speakers. This is your stock speaker from Harley-Davidson. Screamin Eagle, their high-performance audio package. And this is the Arc Audio speaker. You can see obviously it's bigger, but also a much larger magnet. Notice how they've wired this. It's real stable, very sturdy. This is a little bit treacherous over here. This is carbon fiber and neoprene center. This is all aluminum, cast cut aluminum. This is pressed tin. So this is what you're going to get, and you'll see that the tweeter is larger as well. So your sound quality will be dramatically improved, volume and tonal. Okay, we have our original speaker cover with the outside properly placed there. I put a piece of tape to hold it in place. This fairing bracket that holds for the interior of the fairing, I'm breaking it loose here with the Allen head. It is a 3/16. That gives me a little flexibility in moving that, so I put the speaker in there easier. You cannot use the stock bolts that came with this fairing for the speakers. You have to use the shorter ones that are provided with you by Arc Audio. Number 2 Phillips head, short, too long. This bracket, the stabilizing bracket for the inner fairing, the hole does not line up perfectly. So what I did was I marked this. I'm going to grind this out so it lines up better. It would be rubbing against the inside of the fairing. I really don't care to have that as a possibility. I'm sure it'd be fine, but I like to be overcautious. So I'm just going to take a little bit out here with my grinder and I'll put it back in. As you can see, I've taken some of the metal off the back of this bracket so that it would clear this space in here, so I didn't want anything rubbing on my inner fairing. Now, before you put your speaker into its speaker ring, position this so it's up and it meets up properly with your leads for your speaker wires. Now, as you know, this thing turns 360 degrees, the tweeter does. So twist the tweeter so it's going to face the rider's face towards his head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, I'm going to push it to the far left. So when I line it up and I put it in here, it's going to actually cross the front of the bike. Okay, now I'm going to put our 4 screws in. I've got them all four in place. Now I'll tighten these up opposites, just like a wheel on a car, so that you have it perfectly balanced there. You don't over tighten one and pinch the seal around the speaker. I've gone back and checked all 4 of my screws to make sure that they were snug and tight. I didn't over tighten them, but they were in permanently so they don't fall out. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in our leads so we can test the system. Now, put all your pieces back and make sure you tighten up this Allen head so that everything goes back snug. There are 2 connections here that you have to plug in against this bracket to make sure all your wiring fits snug against the fairing. Don't over tighten these. So checking all my connections, make sure everything's in place. There we go. Now we're going to turn it on and listen to our music. Okay, what I've done here is I wanted to show you a direct comparison between the stock speaker you see on your left and the upgraded speaker you see on your right. Look at the difference in the size of the magnet, the volume. This is going to produce a much larger sound because you have more volume overall. Much larger magnet, richer, larger tones from top to bottom, and a bigger tweeter. So you're going to improve your entire sound system throughout the entire band wave by changing to these 602 speakers from Arc Audio.